Hey everybody, so today I'm here to tell you guys all about how to get a breast pump through your insurance. Now this process can be kind of messy and confusing depending on which way you go about it. There's typically two different ways, which I'm going to walk you guys through. There were a couple things that I wanted to explain, so I just wanted to clear up really quickly what hospital grade means because I know there's a little bit of confusion. There's pumps out there on the market that you can buy for just a couple $100s that consider themselves hospital grade, but they're not. Just know that a true hospital grade pump has the pistons and it's a multiple user pump. So if your pump doesn't have those two things, it's not going to be hospital grade. I also want to mention that with most insurance policies, you have to wait an X amount of days before submitting your claim or your prescription to fill that breast pump order. I don't really know why that is, but I do know that that's my experience. That's a lot of other moms' experience. So if you are told that, don't be alarmed. With both of my girls, I had to wait 30 days until my due date. Then I could go ahead with the process and everything and it would be submitted no problem. But I just wanted to throw that out there for you guys. Now to get to the good stuff. Like I said, there's two different ways and I've done them both. With Sophie, I did the first way, which I'm about to walk you through, and with Remy, I did the second way. At the end of each section, I'm going to kind of give you my own little personal experience with each way and how I felt about it, and at the end of the video I'll tell you what I plan on doing for future babies. It basically comes down to you either do the work or a third party does the work. Now with the you do the work, I did do that with Sophie. The very first step you want to take is to call your insurance provider and ask them if there's any kind of coverage with your policy for a breast pump. Now, depending on your policy benefits, the answers to the questions I'm about to give you are going to vary, but I'm just going to walk you through a couple of questions you can ask them. The very first being if they cover the cost of renting a hospital grade pump. The hospital grade pumps are the ones I was talking about earlier, the ones that you might have to go to a medical supply store to rent. Now, if they do cover the cost of renting one, I would highly suggest it. They are large, they're annoying to carry around, but they are definitely worth it. Now, they might have you rent one from a medical supply store, which is going to require you to get a script from your OB saying that you need to rent one out, and you have to go take it to the medical supply store. They'll submit it kind of like a prescription and you'll be able to rent it out no problem. Or they may just actually refund you the money of paying from a store to rent the hospital grade pumps. It's just going to depend on what your insurance company does. So if they don't cover the cost of a hospital grade pump, or you just want to know this one as well, I would go ahead and ask if they cover the cost of buying just a regular breast pump. Now, most insurance policies have to include that, at least for now, so you're probably going to get a yes answer, and if you do, you'll probably get one of these following options. You're either going to be giving a list of pumps to choose from, and then you're going to have your OB write a script, submit that to your insurance, and then pick your breast pump and they should be able to ship it to you. Or you'll be told that you can go buy whatever pump you want and they will reimburse you. Or you'll be told yes with really no specifics and just general answers, which was my experience. Now, this is where I'm going to tell you a little bit about what happened with me. Like I said, I was just told, yes, you're covered with a breast pump, and that was about it. They told me that I could go through a third party, but they really weren't specific on that, so I really had no idea what I was doing. So I just talked to my OB. She explained that she could write me a script for one, and I could have it filled by the medical supply company, and that's what I chose to do. Now, I just took that script to the hospital when we were having our daughter, and I just gave it to a nurse. I said I wanted to have a breast pump, and they brought me the Medela Pump and Cell Advanced. I didn't get to choose. That was the only one that they had there. I don't know that if they had more options, if I would have gotten to choose or not. I'm not really sure. But all I know is that it was a lot of back and forth. I had to call my insurance company several times. I talked to my OB. I had to get that script from her. Then I had to take it with me to the hospital. I had to give it to the nurse. I had to talk to the medical supply company. It was just like a lot of back and forth. It was a lot of keeping track of, and it was just, I mean, at the end of the day, I got my breast pump, whatever, but it was a lot on my end. Now, the other option is to have a third party do it for you, and this is what I did with my daughter, Remy. Now, there are a lot of companies doing this now, like a ton, a lot more than what I saw just even 2 years ago. But the main ones being like Edge Park or Aeroflow. Those were the two that I was between, and basically what I did is I called each company, I asked them what they do, I asked them about their process, and I just waited for them to get back to me, and I went with the one that gave me more options and was a little quicker to respond. They're going to contact your OB for you, get the script for you, send it to your insurance company, and basically do all the heavy lifting that I had said that I had to do, all that back and forth. They're going to do that for you, and then your breast pump is just going to ship out whenever it's available to do so. Like I said, most insurance companies have that like X amount of time before your due date. So I did have to wait 30 days just like I did with Sophie before I could fill it, but they keep you in the loop the entire time. They were sending me email updates about what was going on back and forth. By far and away, the second option was far less confusing. It was a lot less work on my part. Like I said, I filled out the form initially. They got back to me within like, I think just a couple days. And then I picked a breast pump and it was such a smoother process than me having to be on the phone with a bunch of people. I felt like I didn't have to spend all this time kind of focusing on just this one thing, and it was left to somebody else to deal with, and I could focus on other things about getting ready for a baby. I will forever be using Aeroflow to get my breast pumps from here on out. It was a very pleasant experience. I'm actually going to be making kind of a second part, unofficial second part, to this video explaining thoroughly the process that I went through with Aeroflow, but I did want to put this up there for anybody who was confused about how to get a breast pump through your insurance, because I know that there's still people to this day that don't realize that you can get a breast pump covered through your insurance. So I wanted to put this video out there for you guys, and I hope that it's helpful. If you're an expecting mom watching this, congratulations on your little one. I hope all the best in your delivery, but I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and as always, thanks for watching.